Hello. You generally think of a dentist when you have problems with your teeth and your gums. The mouth is the entrance to your body and is also the entrance to three most major or most important functions that serve your body. That of eating, drinking and breathing. These are three functions without which a human being cannot do. You can sustain by not eating for some time, as a lot of people do with fasting. You can survive by not drinking for a long time. But when it comes to breathing, it doesn't allow you to survive very long without breathing. When we talk about breathing, we are attracted towards the very dreaded situation of snoring. Our society today faces this, and there are two aspects to it. One is when a person snores and sleeps, it is generally thought that the person is having a very beautiful sleep and is enjoying his sleep. It is not so. The person's body is actually crying out for help. As we go further, I will elaborate on this. The second aspect of it is snoring is becoming a major issue so far as marriages are concerned. A lot of people are breaking up just because one of the person in the marriage is snoring. The snoring should be understood before we go further, and how a dentist will play a major role in snoring. If you see somebody snoring, refer him to a dentist immediately, because you will be doing a great favor to the person. To understand why snoring is so dangerous, you must know what's really happening. During sleep, there's a chance that the lower jaw, that is the mandible, and the tongue, they fall backwards into the throat. This creates a pressure on the windpipe. And during breathing, when air passes through this compressed windpipe, wherein the size of the windpipe has been reduced, then air passing through this reduced aperture creates vibrations in the tissues around, and that vibration is the cause of the sound of snoring. Therefore, you realize that the snoring is not happening in the nose as it is mostly thought, but is happening in the throat. Now, the area of work of a dentist is the mouth. Therefore, the dentist is in the best position to treat your snoring. What does the dentist basically do to prevent the snoring? There are no medicines involved, and there's no extensive diagnosis to be made in that, because the person who accompanies the person to the dentist is good enough diagnosis to tell you that yes, the person is snoring. You don't have to go through extensive tests to understand that. Snoring is a very serious condition so far as your general health is concerned. When the size of the windpipe is reduced, the amount of air reaching into your lungs is also reduced. That also means that the amount of oxygen going into your system is reduced. Your body does not get the nutrition in terms of oxygen that is needed for healthy sustenance. When this happens, a lot of diseases crop up. I will refer you at this point to a website which you must visit. It's my website, and you please understand what harm snoring can do to you when you do not get it treated. In later stages, the person may pass into another very deadly condition called obstructive sleep apnea. And apnea means the total absence of air. And this situation can actually cause death of a person during sleep. You must have heard in your circles that a person is found dead in the morning, and generally the family members will tell you that, oh, there's nothing wrong with him. He was sleeping so soundly, he was snoring away to glory. But in the morning, he is found dead. Now, mostly there would be no history or no medical history of a situation like this. Therefore, it becomes difficult to say what exactly caused the death of the person. But snoring definitely does cause a situation like that. I talked to you about obstructive sleep apnea. I cannot say more about it because it is not my subject. It is a subject of a super specialist called the pulmonologist or the sleep medicine doctors. But it is interesting for you to note that snoring is accompanied in all stages of obstructive sleep apnea. And oral appliances, as they're called, are the recognized way of treating snoring or obstructive sleep apnea. So what does a dentist do for you? A dentist makes and delivers you a custom-made titratable appliance. When I say titratable, means it's an adjustable appliance. It is not a fixed appliance. And places it in your mouth. This appliance you use during sleep. The function of this appliance is to keep the lower jaw from falling into the throat. When that doesn't happen, the windpipe is not compressed. When it's not compressed, the size is not reduced, and the right amount of air passes through without causing vibration in the tissues around you. This has to be taken very seriously, and every dentist is in a position to deliver a custom-made oral appliance to treat your snoring. Do not delay. Approach a dentist, and anybody in your circle, anybody that you know of, must report and get this treated at the earliest possible time. Thank you very much for a patient hearing.